Hey peeps, it's your girl BlessydGazaDiva and welcome back to the BlessydGazaDiva channel. So what I want to talk about today is Vybz Kartel's cars, house, jewelry and riches. Really? Not? Alright, so let's take a look at what constitutes wealth for any artist in the world and let's see what category Vybz Kartel falls within. The last time I checked, a writer's rights gives him 80% of whatever songs he has penned in the history of his life, and he gets the revenue or the royalties or the writing rights for that song. The artist who actually performs, sings the songs, gets 20% of that right. That's what I know. So we know that Vybz Kartel is very wealthy in that regard. As it relates to the amount of impact you have made in the sphere of dancehall in terms of bringing people to the forefront, helping people to be able to provide for themselves, helping other artists to be able to bring other artists to the forefront, oh my gosh. I think that is Vybz Kartel's greatest wealth, but that makes Vybz Kartel a very wealthy man. When you talk about album sales and compilation of album sales, and not just only specific to your genre, once you tap into the US charts, the European charts, then that makes you a formidable competition. Doesn't only make you a formidable competitor, but for one, it gives you notoriety, and you are able to earn in US currency regardless if you're able to travel or not. So when we think about it, Vybz Kartel is also wealthy in that regard. The gold album just sold Fever gold album in US dollars. Vybz Kartel very wealthy in that regard. There's only two other Jamaican artists or three other Jamaican artists that have topped that feat by selling gold. And I am reservedly saying three. I'm thinking Shaggy comes to mind effortlessly. And I think Charlie Black's had an album that went diamond, right? So, and then Vybz Kartel. So those are the three I remember. Tell me of anybody else whom I'm missing down in the section, in the comment section below. So that makes Vybz Kartel very wealthy again. The other thing is Vybz Kartel has written songs for international stars. He's one of the most sampled artists in the history of dancehall. Not talking reggae now. In the history of dancehall, Vybz Kartel is one of the most sampled artists. He has written songs for Beyonce, and we're not talking about no pure rights. We're talking about Who Run the World, Girls. Yes. He has writer's credit on that song, and he was instrumental in the penmanship of that song. Now, people will argue and refute, oh, Vybz Kartel wasn't instrumental. Don't listen to what they have to say. Vybz Kartel is accredited on that song for his involvement with the success and the writing of that song. Remember, sometimes when you write on a song, depending on what contracts you've signed, you can only claim and be open about that which you have written. So depending on the clause within the contract, you are restricted to speak to whatever elements you have written. So high possibility there's some clause within the contract that doesn't make him be able to speak openly about the writing level of his involvement, but he is credited on that song. And Fifth Harmony has sampled this song, and that we know song went over gold. So Vybz Kartel again wealthy in that regard. Now, why Vybz Kartel has the most legitimate collaborations with international recognized stars like the Eminems, the Wizkid, the Beyoncés, even the writer's credit, and the Jay-Z's. And if you go across the way, Vybz Kartel is renowned in and outside of the rap genre, the R&B genre, because of his involvement and his collaboration, and that makes an artist wealthy because how many other writing that Vybz Kartel has taken out or carried out in the background that we are not aware of? How much more writing that he has taken out? Because again, there are specific clause within contracts that doesn't allow a writer sometimes to speak of writing a particular song. And I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that there are many artists through which Vybz Kartel is now reaping his royalties. So I can tell you effortlessly now that there are several of these songs that you hear on the radio internationally and locally for which Vybz Kartel has an involvement. The next thing, Vybz Kartel's business is not out there. Vybz Kartel has never been the type of artist. You remember when he was clashing Frado? Vybz Kartel has gone back over and over to say, what do some artists with some second-hand Jeep and a few name brand? Vybz Kartel is not an artist to sing about his wealth. Vybz Kartel has never been an artist to promulgate or promote that which he owns. So because you have artists over there flaunting their house and flaunting that they have apartments and stuff, what do you know about what Vybz Kartel is doing? Vybz Kartel is one of the most private artists in the history of dancehall. So what is the assumption? When they don't know your business, they can't say anything about you. But you notice Frado. Let's talk about Frado. Anytime Vybz Kartel is talking to Frado, Frado comes up with showing house and where. I am pretty sure, and I can put my head on the block, literally for this one. Frado is not in Jamaica. Someone took that picture and sent it to Frado. And we want him to win. So kudos to him. But we're still asking, visit Dante. That will not overshadow the fact that your son is in prison. He has taken the rap for you and you are running free. Now, that's the other topic that we need to address. Now, as a father or a mother, why on earth would I want to be free and my 16-year-old, 17-year-old child is caged? Why would I want to do that? Not even why would I want to be free? He is caged because of something I did and my shortcomings as a father or a mother that caused my child to be behaving this way. So I went in, I gave trouble or problem, and my child feel that them have to back me and whatever. Why would I run away and leave my child? Why would I run away and leave my child? So Vybz Kartel wealth over one side now. So and Vybz Kartel has many artists locally that he's invested in. Vybz Kartel has the most collabs in dancehall. And you heard what he said on the song with Liquor Vybz. $1 million feature. So you do all and add up all the features that Vybz Kartel has done. And I guess you will get some mathematical sense as to Vybz Kartel's wealth. Vybz Kartel's wealth is exponential and it's astronomical. Vybz Kartel is not limited to dancehall music. And if Vybz Kartel is not willing to share with the public all his other ventures and his other entrepreneurial ventures that he's involved with, most of which I know and I'm familiar with, don't ask me how I know. Just know I know. That's my line always. Just know I know. And that Vybz Kartel is not limited to dancehall music. And if Vybz Kartel is not willing to share with the public all his other ventures and his other entrepreneurial ventures that he's involved with, guys have them own wealth. But Vybz Kartel has never been a DJ to be cocky or promoting wealth. I want one person to show me one song. I can find more than 10 songs that Mafrado has made about his wealth. I can find more than 10 songs that these nowadays artists have made about their wealth. But I cannot find more than 2 songs with which my Vybz Kartel made reference to wealth. Look how far me I come from. Now a lobster, me name for dinner. The most Vybz Kartel will do in a song is put a one-liner about wealth. The most Vybz Kartel will do about wealth is also talk about his Benz. Outside of Vybz Kartel's Benz and outside of what he's now able to eat, somebody find a song and show me where Vybz Kartel in his career is talking about he has this mansion in this place, he has that mansion in this place, he owns apartments over here, he owns cars, trucks, and buses over there. Show me the song where Vybz Kartel is listing out his wealth or his achievement in terms of financial or commercial achievement to anybody. I want somebody to point me to that song. So when I'm talking about wealth, Vybz Kartel is not that type of person. There's two kind of people in the world. One who is cocky with nothing behind it and no longevity or substance. Kartel dies today. His legacy will live on and live on. The lives he has touched, the people that he has invested in, the many people he has made wealthy, the songs he has written, the fact that he has a gold record, the compilation he's done, the amount of collaborations he's done. That's what makes you wealthy. That is long-term wealth. Now, some other people die. What are they going to say? Oh, you know, say, he may have one apartment when build up the sun, he may have one house. That's not wealth. A lot of wealthy people have died. Steve Jobs is dead, and he's remembered for leaving the world with Apple. He's not remembered by he was a billionaire, and he was a billionaire by what amount? He was remembered by Apple. So people, don't get it twisted ever. Never get lost into what true wealth is versus what seeing with the eye wealth is. There's a manufactured wealth, and there is an inheritance or inherited wealth. And Vybz Kartel's children will reap that wealth into Yonkers and beyond, just like Bob Marley's wealth. Gaza builds legacy wealth, not structure or building wealth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts below in terms of if you think the wealth inherited with your legacy is far more important than the wealth of a construction building. Thanks, peeps. Take care. God